sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? DARTH REVAN 18 here, and today we're going to be doing a quick look review, and this time it's going to be of the figure who got the most votes in another poll that I recently posted again, and that is the Star Wars The Black Series Darth Revan. So let's get into it right away and take a very quick look at the box. So as you can see, we do get the basic Star Wars Black Series box here for Darth Revan. We have the Windows, Star Wars Black Series, an image of the character, the warning, blah 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 stuff. There's the bottom, there is the top, the one side, the other side, number 34, and then the back there. And if you would like to read that bio, you pause right now and read it quickly. But anyway, that is the packaging. Now let's take a look at the accessories included with Mr. Revan. So for the accessories, Darth Revan is only included with 2 lightsaber blades here, with the hilts, of course. And we do get the purple one on the top, the red one on the bottom, and the translucent plastic looks great on both of them. The hilts look really nice too. The bottom one is kind of a bit on an angle there. The sculpt looks great, and the paint's pretty good. The black lines around here aren't the best, especially over there, but the rest of it turned out pretty good. The top one, the paint and sculpt, does look much better. Well, the paintwork. I mean, they both look pretty good, and I just noticed the blade for the purple one is a little warped on mine, and I can't get the blades to be removed from the hilts. I don't believe they're meant to be. He's meant to stand there posed with his lightsaber blades ready for battle, and he does grip onto both of them perfectly fine with his gripping hands. So that is the accessories included with Darth Revan. Now let's take a closer detailed look at the figure itself. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look here, and Hasbro did a really nice job with this figure. My main issue is mainly what deals with the articulation, which is the hood and the cape around the shoulders here. It restricts pretty much all of his head or neck articulation, and it is very disappointing. You can't really put him in too many poses because of that restriction with the articulation there. But I mean, the sculpt and everything on the hood looks beautiful. Same with like the cape wrapping over the shoulders there. I'm pretty sure you can remove this, but it looks like it's glued in, so it might leave plastic residue if you do remove it and want to put on a custom hood and cape or cloak or something like that. But I love the sculpted wrinkles back here. And then we do get a cloth goods cape for Revan here. They stitched it a little bit at the top to bunch it a little bit better, but I love the raggedy, tattered look at the bottom with all the holes and everything, and just the way it looks at the bottom. But it is a very thin piece of cloth, and I feel like if you're not too careful, you can damage it very easily, so just be careful with it. But I really do love the holes and tears and everything on the cape there, and it's an alright material that they did use, and I do prefer this over a plastic cape, so glad that they did that. The torso here looks pretty good. Whoops, forgot to go over the mask. The mask itself looks dope, man. I really do dig the way this guy's mask looks. I love that metallic-y, like gunmetal, grayish color mixed with silver, and then that red as well. And it does look a little worn, you know what I mean? How some of the red paint is off and you can see the silver underneath it. Even under the gunmetal gray, you could see silver under it as well. So I really do dig the way the mask looks, and I like the way the visor looks for the eyes there as well. Very cool looking mask for this character. Now the torso here, I really do like this, what is that, like a bronze type color maybe? I do like that color mixed with the black. I think it does look really dope. And the sculpt detail does look very nice all throughout this area here. And the paint's very clean as well. The back looks fine. And then around the waist, we do get this belt type piece with a bunch of like rings going around, which looks pretty cool. And then we do get the much larger ring in the front there, which is holding some straps, another piece of cloth, and then this piece as well. I wish they made this cloth like his, I'm just going to call it lower robe piece, is actual cloth, which I really like that they did that, and it looks similar to the cape with how it's all tattered with tears and holes and everything in it. So really cool the way that looks, and it looks like it's not the same material as the cape. It's a little different than that, but this piece here looks pretty cool with the sculpted wrinkles, and then this piece It is a soft rubbery type plastic, so is this, but I don't think it'll get in the way too much of the articulation there. But he is a pretty cool looking character. And the arms does have some nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it, and I do like the gauntlets there. Same with the hand guards as well. And then the actual legs here, we just got some basic black pants with a couple sculpted wrinkles here and there. And I do love the knee and lower leg armor. That looks dope, man. It's more of like a goldish color, but a very light gold. And then the feet, I dig the way the boots look on this figure. The feet look pretty cool too. And then the bottom of them, not too much going on. So overall, they did do a nice job with the figure. I do like that they mixed the cloth goods with plastic, and where they put the cloth was definitely a smart move by Hasbro, because if they made all that plastic, it would be a figure you couldn't articulate, you know what I mean? So I really do like that they made the lower robe and the cape cloth goods, and I really do dig the way the mask looks as well. But anyway, let's take a look at the height of this figure along with some height comparisons. Now for the height of Darth Revan, to the very top of his hood, it looks like he's a little bit over 6 inches tall. Now let's take a look at him compared to a few other Star Wars figures. Alright, so here is Darth Revan compared to a few SH Figure Arts figures. So we have the version 2 Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, and Master Yoda. And I think he scales pretty good with SH Figure Arts. Now let's see him compared to a few Black Series figures. And then here is Darth Revan compared to a few Black Series figures. So we do have Ahsoka, Rex, Bossk, and Kanan. And he does scale pretty well with the Black Series line also. Now let's see him compared to a few other figures, then we'll move on to the articulation. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there are some comparisons with Darth Maul. Now let's take a look at his articulation. So now for Darth Revan's articulation, he really doesn't have the best movement, especially at the neck there. You do get a bit of restricted articulation, which doesn't make the figure too much fun to pose around, and that is an issue a lot of people do have with the figure. So the head or the neck here, you really can't get him to look up at all. As you can see there, it does look down a tiny bit. There is no pivot there, but you can get him to look side to side just a little bit there. So very restricted articulation at the head there. Then we do get a lower torso joint and a waist joint. So with both those joints, goes forward about that much, does go back much better. You do get a little bit of pivot at those joints, and you do get swivel at the waist and at the torso there. So not the best movement at both those joints. Then the arms here, they do go out to the sides about 90 degrees, which is good enough. They do go up and down. It does get restricted from going up any further than 90 degrees. There is no true bicep swivel, so you will have to use it at the shoulder joint or at the single jointed elbow that doesn't meet 90 degrees, so that's a bit disappointing as well. You do get swivel, of course, at the elbow joint also. Then the wrists here, the left hand does have a hinge and swivel. Well, both hands do, but the left hand hinges side to side. The right hand hinges up and down. I feel like both hinges should have been up and down since he is wielding two lightsabers. Now for the legs here, Darth Revan can almost kick forward 90 degrees. All this stuff does restrict it a tiny bit, not too much though. Then they do go to the back a lot actually, so pretty close to hitting 90 degrees. Let's see if he can Van Damme it, and the lower robe piece will restrict it from going out any further, so it's going to lift up, or you could lift it up a little bit to try to get some more outward leg movement, but you definitely cannot Van Damme it. Very bad outward leg movement, which is a bit disappointing, but you do get a nice swivel at the thigh. You do have double jointed knees that do bend back all the way, so that is awesome. And then the ankles here, they don't swivel, they do hinge up really well, same with hinging down, and then you do get a very nice ankle pivot. But anyway, that is my quick look review at the Star Wars The Black Series Darth Revan. Hope you enjoyed it. This figure is pretty cool. It's definitely not the best figure they have made, but the detail on this figure, I think, definitely turned out awesome. I love the mix of cloth goods with plastic, and they put the cloth goods in the perfect spots for this figure. With that being said though, for the articulation up around the shoulders and the hood restricts a lot of movement there. There is even more points of articulation that really aren't that good or a bit restricted, so you're not going to have too much fun posing this guy around. You're going to be able to put him in very limited poses, which is my biggest issue with the figure. And then the accessories, I don't know what else you could have included with the figure. I'm not a huge fan of the character. I don't know much about the character, but them including both his lightsaber blades is definitely a big plus. Like I said, I don't know what else they could have included with the figure. But overall, it's a very nice looking display piece, and he does look dope on display with your other Star Wars figures. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. The cape there. Damn you, you bloody bastard.